In the vast and untamed theatre of the natural world, every blade of grass, every shifting shadow, and every heartbeat is governed by a set of ancient, invisible laws. These are the unspoken rules of the wild, etched not in stone but in instinct, in the very marrow of every creature that calls this wilderness home. Here, survival is not a matter of chance, but of constant vigilance, adaptation, and the relentless will to endure. Life unfolds in a delicate dance, choreographed by instincts honed over countless generations. Herds move as one, each individual attuned to the subtle cues of its neighbors, the flick of an ear, the sudden tension in a muscle, the ripple of unease that passes silently through the group. These signals are a language older than words, a code that means the difference between life and death. Predators are the masters of patience and precision. The lioness melts into the tall grass, her golden coat blending seamlessly with the sunlit savanna. Every muscle is coiled, every breath measured as she waits for the perfect moment to strike. The wolf, eyes glinting with intelligence, tests the wind and reads the shifting patterns of the herd. High above, the eagle's gaze pierces the landscape, searching for the faintest movement, a trembling leaf, a flash of fur. Prey animals, in turn, are sculpted by the constant threat of pursuit. Their senses are sharpened to a razor's edge. The antelope's ears swivel, catching the faintest rustle. The zebra's wide eyes scan the horizon, always alert for the telltale silhouette of danger. The hare, heart pounding, vanishes into the undergrowth, its mottled fur rendering it nearly invisible against the earth. When the chase begins, time seems to stretch and contract. The cheetah explodes into motion, a blur of muscle and speed, while the gazelle zigzags with desperate agility, every leap a calculated gamble. The air crackles with tension, the outcome uncertain until the very last second. In these moments, predator and prey are locked in a silent dialogue, a test of wits, strength, and resolve. Sometimes they pause, eyes meeting across the gulf of instinct and necessity, each recognizing the other as both adversary and fellow survivor. The script seems predictable. The lion leaps, the eagle dives, the wolf pack encircles their quarry. The rules appear absolute, the outcome inevitable. But the wild is a place of infinite possibility, where certainty is an illusion. Nature delights in rewriting its own rules. A split-second miscalculation, a burst of unexpected speed, or a flash of cunning can turn the tables in an instant. The hunted may twist away at the last moment, leaving the hunter grasping at empty air, bewildered by the sudden reversal. Sometimes the prey refuses to flee. An antelope, cornered and desperate, lowers its horns and charges, defying the predator's expectations. A small creature, trembling with fear, finds within itself a surge of defiance, standing its ground against overwhelming odds. In these rare and electrifying moments, the hunter is forced to reconsider. The lioness, so sure of her dominance, recoils from the thunderous charge of a buffalo. The predator, momentarily stripped of its certainty, faces the raw, unyielding will of its intended prey. The air is thick with tension, every muscle taut, every instinct screaming. The outcome hangs in the balance, a testament to the unpredictable nature of life in the wild. These moments of resistance are more than mere anomalies. They are the wild's way of reminding all who dwell within it that survival is not just about strength or speed, but about spirit, ingenuity, and the refusal to surrender. Across continents and ecosystems, from the sun-baked plains to the tangled depths of the forest, these acts of defiance echo. The hunted rise, not as victims, but as challengers, rewriting the rules with every act of courage. A lone buffalo, eyes blazing with determination, charges a lion with the unstoppable force of a living battering ram. The herd, bound by invisible ties of loyalty, surges forward to defend their own, transforming from scattered individuals into an unbreakable wall. Even the smallest creatures are not without weapons. A songbird, fragile and fierce, hurls itself at a hawk, its wings a blur of defiance, its cries a warning that echoes through the trees. The hawk, startled by the audacity of its tiny adversary, is forced to retreat. The drive to protect the next generation is a force beyond comprehension. Mothers stand between danger and their young, eyes blazing with a ferocity that brooks no compromise. The instinct to defend, to shield, to fight for survival burns brighter than fear. Every confrontation, every standoff is a testament to the complexity of the wild. Here, courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it, a raw, visceral energy that pulses through every living being. The wild is a crucible of innovation. Some creatures wield venom, others deploy dazzling displays of color or sound, while still others vanish in a puff of dust or a flash of movement. Each strategy is a masterpiece of adaptation, a living answer to the relentless challenges of survival. To witness these moments is to glimpse the heart of the wild, a place where every encounter is a story, every struggle a lesson in resilience and ingenuity. From the mighty elephant encircling its calf to the fearless mongoose facing down a venomous snake, the wild is alive with stories of resistance and resolve. Even the smallest creature can become a giant in the face of danger. Teamwork and cunning are as vital as tooth and claw. Herds coordinate their movements, packs outmaneuver their foes, and solitary animals employ camouflage, mimicry, and deception to tip the scales in their favor. These are the stories that define the wild, tales of bravery, intelligence, and the indomitable will to survive. Each act of defiance is a spark that lights the darkness, a reminder that hope and courage are woven into the very fabric of life. In the end, the wild is a place of endless possibility, where nothing is guaranteed and every creature, no matter how small or seemingly powerless, has the chance to shape its own destiny. The unspoken rules are not just about survival, they are about the spirit that animates all life, creating a spectacle that is as unpredictable as it is awe-inspiring. The African buffalo is a true titan of the plains, a creature whose reputation for strength and resilience is legendary among the wildlife of Africa. Weighing nearly a ton, with a massive set of curved horns that can span over a meter, the buffalo is a formidable presence, its very silhouette a warning to would-be attackers. Lions, the apex predators of the savannah, often see buffalo as a prized meal. Yet even these skilled hunters approach with caution, knowing the risks involved. A successful buffalo hunt can feed an entire pride for days, but such victories are hard-won and fraught with danger. The lions are masters of the ambush, working together with strategic precision to isolate a weaker member of the herd. They move in silence, communicating with subtle glances and body language, each lion knowing its role in the unfolding drama. Their golden coats blend seamlessly with the tall grass, allowing them to close the distance undetected. The buffalo, however, are not oblivious. Their keen senses are always alert for the faintest sign of danger. The tension builds as the lions inch closer, muscles coiled, eyes fixed on their target. But the buffalo are not easy prey. Hunting a buffalo is one of the most dangerous tasks a lion can undertake. The buffalo's defense tactics are as impressive as their physical power. These herbivores are not passive victims. When a threat is detected, the herd's demeanor shifts instantly from calm to vigilant. The lead buffalo, often older females known as matriarchs, will raise their heads, sniff the air, and issue low warning calls that ripple through the group. In an instant, the herd forms a defensive line, with the strongest adults facing outward and the vulnerable calves and weaker members shielded in the center. This living barricade is the first line of defense. If a buffalo is cornered, it will not hesitate to stand its ground, even against several lions. Its courage is matched only by its ferocity. The buffalo lowers its head, presenting its thick, armored horns as both shield and weapon. These horns are not just for show. They are capable of inflicting devastating injuries. With a deep, guttural snort, the buffalo stomps the ground, signaling its readiness to charge. When it does, it moves with astonishing speed and force, capable of scattering even the boldest predators. A well-aimed strike from a buffalo's horns can break a lion's bones or even kill it instantly. Many lions bear scars from failed hunts, a testament to the buffalo's lethal defense. The true strength of the buffalo, however, lies in the unity and coordination of the herd. Their social structure is complex, with strong bonds between individuals. When lions manage to isolate a calf or an older individual, the herd's response is swift and decisive. The matriarchs bellow loudly, rallying the group into action. The distressed calls of the captured animal echo across the plains, triggering an immediate and coordinated response from the herd. In a phenomenon known as mobbing, the entire herd wheels around in unison, charging toward the predators with thunderous determination. The ground shakes as hundreds of hooves pound the earth, dust rising in swirling clouds as the buffalo stampede toward the threat. They form a living, horned wall, a fortress of muscle, bone, and unwavering resolve. The herd's front line advances relentlessly, horns lowered, eyes blazing with defiance. Faced with this overwhelming and united front, the lions are often forced to abandon their hunt and flee for their lives, their carefully laid plans shattered in an instant. The shock and confusion on the faces of the predators reveal a rare moment of vulnerability, a reality check for the kings of the savannah. In these moments, the hunters become the hunted, pursued by the very animals they sought to overpower. Lions must use all their agility and speed to escape, dodging horns and hooves, sometimes leaping into trees or scrambling up rocky outcrops to avoid the furious charge. Across the vast landscapes of Africa, from the floodplains to the woodlands, these dramatic encounters play out time and again, especially in places like Kruger National Park, where both species thrive in large numbers. There are countless accounts of pride surrounding a buffalo calf, only to be driven off by the thunderous return of the herd. In these rescues, older buffalo often lead the charge, risking their own safety to protect the young. The herd's unity is its greatest weapon. Each member knows its place, and the collective will to defend is unbreakable. Even after a confrontation, the buffalo remain vigilant, regrouping and reinforcing their protective formation. The African buffalo teaches us that in the wild, strength is not just measured by muscle or horn, but by the power of unity, strategy, and unwavering courage. Even the most powerful predators can be turned away when the prey stands together, resolute and unyielding. In the wild, there is no force more formidable, more unwavering, than the instinct of a mother determined to protect her young. This primal drive is the heartbeat of the animal kingdom, a force that can turn the gentlest creature into a relentless guardian. Across continents and habitats, this truth echoes. Maternal courage knows no boundaries. From the dense jungles to the open savanna, mothers of every species have been witnessed performing acts of astonishing bravery, often at the very edge of survival. Whether she is a towering elephant or a tiny field mouse, a mother's senses sharpen when danger approaches. Her eyes scan the horizon, her body tenses, and every muscle is poised to defend. When a threat emerges, size and strength become irrelevant. A mother will confront predators many times her own size, her fear eclipsed by a surge of protective fury. She becomes a living shield, a wall between her offspring and the jaws of danger. Her focus narrows to a single, unbreakable purpose, the survival of her young. Every move is calculated, every risk accepted, if it means her baby has a chance to live. Even the most timid creatures are transformed by this instinct. A meek rabbit will bare its teeth and launch itself at a snake. A mother squirrel will leap at a hawk, and a songbird will dive-bomb a prowling fox, all in defense of their helpless young. Among the most awe-inspiring defenders is the African buffalo mother. In the vast grasslands she stands as a sentinel, her calf always within reach, her senses attuned to every rustle in the grass. When a lioness, the apex predator of the savannah, isolates a calf from the herd, the tension in the air is palpable. The lioness, muscles rippling, eyes locked on her prey, believes she has the advantage. The calf, trembling and alone, is the very image of vulnerability. Its cries a desperate plea that cuts through the wild. The lioness creeps closer, her confidence absolute, but she has misjudged the resolve of a mother's heart. With a thunderous bellow, the mother buffalo charges, hooves pounding the earth, horns lowered in defiance. She barrels into the fray, scattering predators and risking her own life without hesitation. Her eyes blaze with a fire that warns all who dare approach. Here stands a mother, and she will not yield. With a surge of strength, she drives her horns beneath the predator, tossing the lion skyward in a display of raw power. The battle is fierce, the outcome uncertain, but the message is clear. Her calf is not an easy target. This ferocity is not reserved for the giants of the wild. In the undergrowth, a mother rabbit will lunge at a snake, her tiny body quivering with adrenaline, her teeth bared in a desperate bid to save her kits. Even among birds, the transformation is astonishing. A mother hen, usually docile, becomes a whirlwind of feathers and fury when a hawk circles overhead. She puffs up, screeches, and launches herself at the intruder, her wings flapping and beak snapping, creating chaos that often sends the predator fleeing. The hawk, startled by the hen's unexpected aggression, abandons its hunt, seeking easier prey elsewhere. In the forests, the mother bear is legendary. She will rise to her full height, roaring with a sound that echoes through the trees, facing down wolf packs or even larger male bears. Her cubs huddle behind her, shielded by her immense frame and unyielding will. These acts are not the result of careful planning, but of instinct, an ancient, unthinking response that surges forth in the face of danger. Along riverbanks, mother elephants form living barricades around their calves. When crocodiles lurk, she trumpets and charges, her massive body a wall of protection, her feet pounding the earth in warning. In the scrublands, a mother mongoose faces a deadly cobra. With lightning speed, she darts and feints, risking venomous fangs to keep her litter safe, her movements a blur of courage and desperation. Each of these mothers delivers a reality check, not just to their young, who learn the harsh lessons of survival, but to the predators, who discover that a mother's love is a force to be reckoned with. In every corner of the wild, the fiercest defenders are mothers, writing their legacy in acts of courage, sacrifice, and unbreakable devotion. In the animal kingdom, reputation is everything, and no creature has a more fearsome reputation for its size than the honey badger. This small, stocky mammal, found across Africa and Asia, is the living embodiment of the phrase "dynamite comes in small packages." Weighing no more than a medium-sized dog, the honey badger possesses a level of ferocity and fearlessness that is simply legendary. It will confront any animal, no matter how large or dangerous, if it feels threatened or if it wants something the other animal has. Lions, leopards, hyenas, none of them are off-limits for a honey badger's aggression. What makes the honey badger so incredibly tough? It is a combination of remarkable physical traits and an indomitable spirit. Its skin is exceptionally thick and loose, almost like a rubbery suit of armor. If a predator manages to bite it, the honey badger can often twist around within its own skin and viciously attack its assailant's face with its long claws and powerful jaws. It has an incredibly high pain tolerance and seems immune to bee stings and even the venom of some snakes. This physical resilience gives it the confidence to take on challenges that would make other animals flee in terror. There are countless documented stories of honey badgers giving much larger predators a serious reality check. In one famous encounter in Africa, a single honey badger was seen fending off a group of 6 young lions. The lions were curious and perhaps a bit playful, but the honey badger was not in the mood for games. It charged at them repeatedly, snarling and baring its teeth. The lions, despite their overwhelming size and number advantage, were clearly intimidated by the small creature's sheer audacity and aggression. They eventually gave up and left the honey badger alone, having learned a valuable lesson. The honey badger's attitude is its greatest weapon. It simply does not back down. It will relentlessly pursue what it wants, whether that is a beehive full of honey, a snake, or simply the right-of-way on a path. But the honey badger is not alone in using more than just size to survive. Across the animal kingdom, smaller creatures have evolved remarkable strategies to outwit, outrun, and outmaneuver their much larger adversaries. Take the meerkat, for example. These tiny mammals rely on teamwork and constant vigilance, posting sentinels to warn the group of approaching danger, allowing them to quickly dive into their burrows at the first sign of trouble. The tree shrew, with its lightning-fast reflexes and agility, can dart through dense foliage, making it nearly impossible for predators to catch. In the ocean, the octopus uses intelligence and adaptability, squeezing through impossibly small gaps and blending seamlessly into its surroundings to escape danger. The archerfish, though small, has developed the ability to shoot jets of water with pinpoint accuracy, knocking insects from overhanging branches into the water for an easy meal. The bombardier beetle, meanwhile, has a unique chemical defense, spraying boiling hot liquid at attackers to ward them off. Flying fish escape underwater predators by launching themselves out of the water and gliding through the air, using speed and surprise to survive. The mimic octopus takes camouflage to the next level, imitating the appearance and movements of more dangerous animals to avoid being eaten. Cuttlefish, too, use rapid color changes and shifting patterns to blend in or startle would-be predators. On land, the leaf-tailed gecko becomes nearly invisible against tree bark, relying on perfect camouflage to avoid detection. The poison dart frog advertises its toxicity with bright colors, warning predators to stay away or face the consequences. The pangolin, though not aggressive, uses its tough, overlapping scales to curl into an impenetrable ball, frustrating even the most determined attackers. These examples show that intelligence, agility, and unique adaptations can be just as effective as brute strength. The honey badger has earned the respect of the entire animal kingdom not through its physical might, but through its absolute refusal to be intimidated. It is a small, furry, and utterly fearless reminder that in the wild, attitude, intelligence, and adaptability can be just as deadly as teeth and claws. In the wild, where speed and strength often rule, the humble porcupine seems like an unlikely survivor. With its slow, lumbering gait and unassuming appearance, it hardly looks like a creature that could stand up to the fiercest hunters of the savanna or forest. To a hungry predator, a porcupine might appear to be the perfect defenseless snack, easy to catch, easy to overpower. It cannot outrun danger, nor can it leap to safety or hide in the treetops. Its teeth are not made for battle, and its body is not built for flight. But the porcupine possesses a secret weapon, one of the most iconic and effective defenses in the animal kingdom, a coat of nearly 30,000 razor-sharp quills, each one a potential spear. These quills are not just for show. Each one is a modified hair, hardened into a needle-like structure, and many are tipped with microscopic barbs that make them nearly impossible to remove once embedded. The porcupine's entire strategy is built around defense. When threatened, it doesn't run, it stands its ground, relying on its arsenal of quills to do the talking. As a lion, leopard, or hyena creeps closer, the porcupine calmly turns its back, presenting its most dangerous side. With a sudden flourish, it raises its quills, transforming into a living fortress, an intimidating ball of spikes that dares any attacker to come closer. The porcupine adds to the spectacle by chattering its teeth and stamping its feet, sending a clear message: "This is your last warning." For many predators, this display is enough. Even the boldest hunter will pause, weighing the risk of a painful encounter. The memory of past mistakes, quills lodged in tender paws or snouts, often lingers, teaching caution and respect for the porcupine's defenses. The true danger lies in the quill's design. Each one is tipped with backward-facing barbs, so when a predator bites or swipes, the quills drive deeper with every movement, causing excruciating pain and making removal a nightmare. Yet not all predators heed the warning. Young, inexperienced hunters sometimes let curiosity or hunger override caution. In a burst of bravado, they lunge, convinced they can outsmart the spiky rodent, but the lesson is swift and brutal. The porcupine, far from helpless, launches a backward charge, driving its quills deep into the attacker's face, chest, and paws. Contrary to popular myth, the porcupine cannot shoot its quills. Instead, it relies on close contact, using its powerful hindquarters to deliver a punishing blow. This sudden, targeted charge is often enough to turn the tables, leaving the predator reeling in pain and confusion. The agony is immediate. Quills pierce flesh, break off, and work their way deeper with every movement. Defeated and wounded, the predator retreats, its pride and body both battered by the encounter. For some, the consequences are dire. Quills embedded in the mouth or throat can make eating and drinking impossible, leading to a slow decline. Infections set in, and the predator's once mighty roar is reduced to a whimper of pain. There are stories of lions found gaunt and starving, their faces bristling with quills, a haunting reminder of the price of underestimating the porcupine. Time and again, this small, unassuming rodent stands its ground against giants, teaching the wild a lesson in respect and caution. The porcupine's confidence is well earned. It is a master of survival, thriving in a world where size and strength are not always enough. In the end, the porcupine's legacy is written not in speed or ferocity, but in the unforgettable sting of its quills, a prickly warning that echoes through the wild long after the encounter is over. The sky is a realm of constant tension, where every wing beat can mean the difference between life and death. Mighty eagles, swift falcons, and silent owls dominate the air, their keen senses and powerful talons making them formidable hunters. Yet their reign is challenged by the ingenuity and courage of their prey. Picture a sharp-shinned hawk, its eyes locked on a flock of starlings. With a sudden burst of speed, it dives, aiming for a lone bird perched on a branch. But the starlings are ready. In a flash, the flock erupts into the air, swirling in a mesmerizing murmuration. The hawk is momentarily confused, unable to single out a target as the starlings twist and turn in perfect unison, a living shield of wings. Smaller birds have developed a remarkable and highly effective group defense strategy known as mobbing. In one famous case, a flock of blue jays relentlessly harassed a barred owl, swooping and shrieking until the predator was forced to retreat. When a predator is spotted near their territory, especially during nesting season, the birds unite, forming an angry feathered squadron. In Australia, noisy miners are notorious for their aggressive mobbing, chasing away even much larger birds like kookaburras and hawks. Mobbing is a fascinating display of collective courage and communication. Each bird plays a role, some darting close to distract, others calling out to rally reinforcements. Sometimes it starts with a single vigilant bird, a crow, a robin, or even a tiny wren, spotting danger and sounding the alarm. The blackbird's sharp, ringing call slices through the air, a signal that danger is near. Instantly, birds from all directions converge, assembling into a defensive force. In the forests of North America, chickadees and titmice are known to join forces, their combined numbers intimidating even the most determined raptors. Soon a whole flock will swarm around the much larger predator, darting and weaving, making it nearly impossible for the hunter to focus or strike. Some birds, like the fearless kingbird, will dive-bomb hawks and crows, pecking at their heads and wings with astonishing boldness. In one documented encounter, a pair of kingbirds drove a red-tailed hawk away from their nest, never relenting until the threat was gone. The air becomes a chaotic whirlwind of motion and noise, designed to harass and disorient the would-be attacker. The predator, surrounded and outnumbered, is forced to retreat. Overwhelmed by the sheer number and persistence of its tiny assailants, even the most skilled raptor can be driven away. This strategy serves several important purposes, each one vital for survival in the open skies. Firstly, it alerts all other potential prey in the area that a dangerous predator is present. In the Amazon, Mixed species flocks of tanagers, flycatchers, and antbirds will all respond to a single alarm call, creating a network of vigilance. The loud calls act as a community-wide alarm system, echoing through the treetops and across open fields. Secondly, it teaches the predator a lesson. In Japan, jungle crows have been observed learning to avoid certain nesting areas after repeated mobbing by smaller birds. The constant harassment makes hunting in that area nearly impossible, forcing the predator to seek easier targets elsewhere. A hawk that is mobbed again and again will eventually abandon the territory, making the skies safer for the smaller birds and their vulnerable chicks. This is proactive community defense, a form of avian policing that keeps the balance of power in check. It is a reality check for the predator, a clear message that it is not welcome here. Even birds not known for their flying prowess can display astonishing bravery. The mother hen, for example, will stand her ground, wings spread wide, shielding her chicks from danger above. If an eagle swoops down, the hen will not flee. Instead, she will confront the raptor head-on, her determination unwavering. She charges, flapping her wings and squawking with such ferocity that even a powerful eagle may hesitate. In many cases, the eagle, startled by this unexpected resistance, abandons its attack and flees. From the swirling murmurations of starlings to the fearless dive-bombing of kingbirds and the steadfast courage of a mother hen, the skies are filled with stories of the small and determined standing up to the powerful. Each act of defiance is a testament to the creativity and resilience of birds in the face of danger. In the vast open spaces of the wild, the fate of a prey animal is often determined by whether it stands alone or moves as part of a group. Solitude can mean vulnerability, while unity can be the difference between life and death. Predators are masters at identifying weakness, and their sharp eyes are always searching for an isolated target. A lone animal, separated from the safety of its group, becomes the focus of every hungry gaze. For a single zebra, wildebeest, or antelope, the odds of survival plummet when they are cut off from the herd. Alone they lack the many advantages that come with numbers. This is why so many herbivores have evolved to live in herds, flocks, or groups. The instinct to gather is deeply rooted in their survival strategy. A herd is not just a random collection of animals, it is a living, breathing network of cooperation and communication. Each member plays a role, and together they form a single, unified force that can adapt and respond to threats with remarkable efficiency. The principle of safety in numbers is at the heart of herd behavior. When danger looms, the group's collective strength becomes its shield. The first and most vital defense is vigilance. In a herd, hundreds of eyes, ears, and noses are constantly scanning for signs of danger. This network of senses creates an almost impenetrable early warning system. A predator must overcome not just one set of senses, but hundreds, making stealthy approaches nearly impossible. When a single animal detects a threat, it sends a signal, whether through a sharp call, a sudden movement, or a change in posture. Instantly, the message ripples through the group. This rapid communication gives the herd precious seconds to react, time that can mean the difference between escape and capture. The herd's first instinct is to flee as one, moving in a coordinated rush that confuses and overwhelms predators. The stampede creates a chaotic blur of bodies, hooves, and dust, making it nearly impossible for a predator to single out and pursue one animal. The swirling patterns of a running zebra herd, for example, act as a form of motion camouflage, disorienting even the most determined hunter. But the power of the herd is not limited to running away. When escape is not an option, collective defense comes into play. Some herds will turn and face their attackers, presenting a united front that can intimidate and repel even the fiercest predators. African buffaloes are famous for their willingness to mob lions, using their numbers and strength to drive off the threat. Other species, like wild horses and bison, also rely on group defense, forming tight ranks and using their hooves and horns to protect the vulnerable. Elephants, with their deep social bonds, will form a protective circle around their young, the adults standing shoulder to shoulder, tusks and trunks ready to defend. This living barrier is nearly impossible for a predator to penetrate, and the message is clear: the herd will not yield. In the frozen north, muskoxen employ a similar tactic, forming a ring with their horns facing outward to shield their calves from wolves. This ancient strategy has allowed them to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The unity of the herd transforms a group of vulnerable individuals into a fortress, each member protected by the strength of the whole. For predators, this collective defense is a sobering reality check, a reminder that the odds are not always in their favor. A pack of hyenas may easily overpower a single wildebeest, but when faced with a wall of determined animals, even the boldest hunters hesitate. The herd's collective will to defend can turn the tables, forcing predators to retreat and reconsider their strategy. Horns, hooves, tusks, and sheer mass become formidable weapons when wielded by a united group. Time and again, predators are forced to abandon their hunt, learning that attacking a herd is a dangerous gamble. The herd embodies a fundamental law of the wild, that cooperation, coordination, and unity are among the most powerful tools for survival. In the face of danger, the group becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Together, animals can stand against their greatest threats, overcome adversity, and shape their own destinies, proving that in the wild there is true power in the herd. The water's edge is a place of immense danger, a boundary between two worlds where life and death often meet. Here, the rules of survival are constantly rewritten, and the outcome is never certain. For land animals that need to drink, the water hides silent predators like the crocodile, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But for aquatic animals, the land holds its own threats. Ambushes from predators that wait in the shadows, hoping for a careless step. The ambush is the key strategy here, but sometimes the tables are turned in the most unexpected ways. A crocodile waits patiently, submerged and invisible, for a thirsty zebra to lower its head. Yet not every hunt ends in success. A jaguar stalks silently along the riverbank, looking for a caiman sunning itself on the shore. But even the caiman, a formidable aquatic predator, has its own arsenal of defenses. The attacker almost always has the advantage of surprise, but aquatic animals have evolved remarkable tactics to survive these sudden assaults. Sometimes, the intended victim turns the tables in a shocking reversal. Consider the mighty hippopotamus, whose sheer size and aggression make it a force to be reckoned with. Despite its herbivorous diet, the hippo is one of the most aggressive and dangerous animals in Africa. When threatened, it will not hesitate to defend itself with explosive power. Fiercely territorial, especially in the water, hippos will fight off any intruder, using their massive jaws and sharp tusks to devastating effect. If a lion or a pack of wild dogs gets too close to a hippo's stretch of river, the hippo will not hesitate to give them a reality check, charging with astonishing speed. It will erupt from the water in an explosion of spray and charge at the predators with its mouth wide open, displaying its enormous tusk-like canine teeth, a warning few dare to ignore. A lion, so confident on land, is no match for a furious 2-ton hippo in or near the water, and will wisely make a hasty retreat. Even the fearsome crocodile is not always the winner. In the water, some prey have developed unique ways to fight back. While a crocodile can easily take down many animals at the water's edge, it can meet its match with larger, more powerful prey. Buffalo, for example, have been seen forming defensive circles, using their horns to fend off crocodiles and protect the vulnerable members of their herd. An adult elephant or its protective mother will not tolerate a crocodile threatening its calf. Elephants use their size and strength to shield their young, forming a living barrier between danger and safety. The elephant will charge into the water, stomping and trumpeting, and actively chase the crocodile away, sometimes even flipping the reptile with its trunk. In the wetlands of the Pantanal in South America, the jaguar, a powerful cat, has become a specialized hunter of caimans, a relative of the crocodile. But caimans are not defenseless. They use their armored bodies and powerful tails to resist attacks, sometimes escaping by diving into deeper water or thrashing violently to break free. The jaguar will ambush the reptile, flipping the usual script of who hunts whom at the water's edge. Yet, there are times when the caiman turns and delivers a crushing bite, forcing the jaguar to retreat. These aquatic encounters highlight how the environment plays a crucial role in the outcome of a conflict. Some fish, like the electric eel, can deliver powerful shocks to deter attackers, while armored catfish use their bony plates to withstand bites from larger predators. An animal that is dominant in one element can become vulnerable in another. Otters, for instance, are agile and clever in water, using teamwork to mob and confuse much larger predators, even driving crocodiles away from their dens. A sea lion, clumsy on land, is a swift and powerful hunter in the ocean. When threatened by sharks, sea lions use rapid twists, tight turns, and bursts of speed to evade capture, sometimes even teaming up to mob the predator and drive it off. A small group of wild dogs, so effective on the savannah, might back away nervously from a single crocodile simply walking past them near a river, recognizing that the balance of power has shifted. These moments remind us that power is relative. In the water, even the most fearsome land predators can find themselves outmatched by the unique adaptations and survival tactics of aquatic animals. The hunter can become the hunted in the blink of an eye, especially when the battleground shifts and the intended prey refuses to play the victim. In these ever-changing arenas, survival belongs to those who can adapt, innovate, and sometimes turn the tides in their favor. The tales we have witnessed are not merely fleeting moments of conflict or triumph. They are living testaments to the relentless, ever-burning spirit of survival that pulses through every creature, great and small, across the wild expanse of our planet. In the glint of a predator's eye, in the measured steps of a cautious herd, we see the ancient dance of life and death, an unending struggle that shapes every instinct, every adaptation, every heartbeat. The food chain is not a simple ladder, but a tangled web of shifting alliances, cunning strategies, and astonishing reversals. Here, the hunter may become the hunted, and the smallest creature may outwit the mightiest foe. The script of predator and prey is rewritten with every sunrise, as animals adapt, improvise, and defy the odds in ways that defy expectation. In the wild, survival is rarely a solitary pursuit. Herds form living fortresses, each member's vigilance and courage woven into a shield that protects the vulnerable from lurking danger. Every glance, every subtle movement is a message, an unspoken language of warning, reassurance, or challenge. Communication is as vital as tooth or claw. Consider the formidable African buffalo, whose unity can turn a pride of lions from confident hunters into desperate retreaters. Their collective strength is a force that can shift the balance of power in an instant. Or the fierce devotion of mothers, an elephant shielding her calf, a bear standing over her cubs, a hen bristling with defiance. In these moments, the drive to protect the next generation eclipses all fear. The honey badger, undaunted by size or threat, stands as a symbol of indomitable will. Its refusal to yield, even when outmatched, is a lesson in the power of spirit over circumstance. The porcupine, with its silent arsenal of quills, transforms defense into deterrence, teaching would-be attackers that even the meek possess formidable weapons. Even the wounded refuse to surrender, summoning reserves of strength to fight back, to resist, to claim one more moment of life. Birds unite in aerial swarms, mobbing raptors with relentless courage, while herds of antelope form living barricades, their unity a bulwark against the jaws of predators. In the cold or in the face of danger, Animals huddle together, sharing warmth and vigilance, their fates intertwined by necessity and instinct. Even the smallest creatures, meerkats, mongooses, birds, band together, their collective action a shield against threats that would overwhelm them alone. Through subtle signals and coordinated movements, they strategize, warn, and rally, forging alliances that tip the scales of survival. Cooperation is not just a tactic, it is a philosophy, a way of life that has allowed countless species to thrive where others falter. Again and again, the collective proves mightier than the lone hunter, as animals join forces to repel danger or secure a meal. These stories, played out beneath the open sky, fill the wild with awe and wonder, reminding us of the boundless creativity of life. Bravery is not measured by size. From the tiniest rodent to the largest beast, courage and resilience shine in every act of defiance, every stand against the odds. Survival is a force that invents, adapts, and endures. It is the spark that drives animals to weather storms, to cross deserts, to outlast famine and drought. It is the reason a lone wolf howls into the night, a salmon leaps upstream, a gazelle flees with breathtaking speed. It is the will to persist, to overcome, to rise again. So when you witness the silent tension of a predator stalking its prey, remember, every encounter is a story unwritten, every outcome uncertain. In the wild theatre of nature, the smallest actor may steal the scene, and the most unlikely hero may rise. The enduring spirit of survival is the greatest story ever told, one that continues every day in every corner of the animal kingdom. Amidst the vibrant chaos of the wild, there exists a silent, invisible army, creatures whose greatest weapon is the power to vanish in plain sight. Welcome to the world of Camouflage, where survival depends not on strength or speed, but on the exquisite art of blending in. Consider the leaf-tailed gecko of Madagascar. Its jagged silhouette and mottled skin mirror the bark and moss of ancient trees, turning predator and prey alike into unwitting passers-by. In the blink of an eye, this master of disguise melts into the shadows, its presence betrayed only by the slightest flick of a tail. Beneath the ocean's surface, the octopus reigns supreme as a shapeshifter. With a thought, its skin erupts in shifting colors and textures, mimicking coral, rock, or drifting sand. In one instant, it is a pile of rubble. In the next, it is gone, a ghost slipping through a crack, leaving only puzzled predators behind. On the forest floor, the leaf insect moves with the wind, its body a perfect imitation of a living leaf. Veins, blemishes, and even the illusion of decay. When danger approaches, it sways gently, fooling even the sharpest eyes and ensuring the continuation of its fragile lineage. For the snow leopard, camouflage is a cloak of survival. Its dappled coat mirrors the rocky slopes of its mountain home, allowing it to stalk prey with silent precision. Every muscle tensed, every step calculated, it becomes a living shadow, seen only in the final fleeting moment before the chase. But camouflage is not just for hunters. The peppered moth, resting on lichen-covered bark, escapes the notice of hungry birds by matching the subtle hues of its surroundings. Tiny pygmy seahorses cling to sea fans, their bodies sprouting tubercles and colors that render them nearly invisible to both predator and observer. Even among the grasses, the horned viper buries itself beneath the sand, its textured scales a perfect match for the desert floor. An unwary lizard draws close, sensing nothing amiss, until the sand erupts and the ambush is complete. Each of these animals is an artist, painting themselves into the canvas of their world. Their stories are not of brute force, but of patience, ingenuity, and the elegant dance of deception. In the wild, to remain unseen is often to remain alive. From the rainforest canopy to the depths of the ocean, camouflage is a silent contest of adaptation, an evolutionary masterpiece that writes its own rules and rewards the clever and the cautious. Here, every color, every pattern, every movement is a calculated risk, a chance to tip the scales of survival. These hidden heroes remind us in nature the greatest strength may be the power to disappear, to become a whisper on the wind, a ripple in the water, a shadow on the stone. The masters of disguise ensure that the wild remains a place of wonder, surprise, and endless possibility. Beneath the surface of the wild, a different kind of battle unfolds, one not of brute force or stealthy silence, but of cunning and deception. Welcome to the realm of nature's tricksters, where survival means crafting the perfect trap or weaving an irresistible lure. Deep in the rainforests of Southeast Asia, the antlion larva is a master architect. It crafts a conical pit in loose sand, lying in wait at the bottom, motionless. Unsuspecting ants, drawn by the illusion of safe passage, tumble down the steep sides. Each attempt to escape only sends them sliding closer to the hidden jaws below, where the antlion claims its prize with lightning speed. In the rivers and lakes of North America, the alligator snapping turtle employs a different ruse. Submerged and still, it opens its jaws to reveal a worm-like appendage on its tongue. The turtle wiggles this fleshy lure, mimicking the movements of an easy meal. Curious fish, enticed by the promise of food, swim in for a closer look, only to be snapped up in an instant. Among the shadows of the ocean floor, the anglerfish reigns as an eerie illusionist. A glowing lure dangles from its head, pulsing softly in the darkness. Small fish and squid, mesmerized by the strange light, drift ever closer. In a flash, the anglerfish's enormous mouth engulfs them, the light fading as quickly as it appeared. On the forest floor, the bolus spider takes a different approach. Instead of weaving a traditional web, it dangles a single silken thread, tipped with a sticky glob. The spider emits a scent identical to that of a female moth, luring hopeful males into a deadly embrace. When a moth draws near, the spider swings its bolus with precision, ensnaring its prey in a sticky trap. But not all traps are set for hunting. The Malaysian orchid mantis uses its flower-like appearance to both attract pollinators and deter predators. Its delicate petal-shaped limbs sway gently in the breeze, drawing insects close enough to strike, while larger foes overlook the mantis entirely, mistaking it for just another bloom. These ingenious strategies are the products of countless generations, each adaptation a silent testament to the creativity of survival, whether building elaborate snares, mimicking prey or promise, or becoming a living bait. These animals show us that in the wild, wheat can be as powerful as strength. The world of traps and lures is a realm of endless fascination, where every deception is a chance at another day. Here the clever and the patient thrive, reminding us that in nature the best trick is often the one you never see coming. In the vast tapestry of the wild, communication is key to survival. Beyond the roars and chirps, a hidden dialogue unfolds, a language of signals, sounds, and body language. Welcome to the secret language of the wild, where every movement and sound carries a message. Deep in the African savanna, elephants engage in a form of long-distance communication that is both powerful and subtle. These majestic giants produce low-frequency rumbles that travel through the ground, detectable by other elephants miles away. This seismic communication allows herds to stay connected, coordinate movements, and even warn each other of approaching danger. In the dense canopies of the Amazon rainforest, the howler monkey's distinctive calls resonate through the trees. These vocalizations, which can be heard up to 3 miles away, are not just about marking territory. They also serve to maintain group cohesion and alert members to the presence of predators or rival groups. The deep, guttural sounds of the howler monkey are a testament to the importance of vocal communication in maintaining social structure. Beneath the waves, dolphins engage in a sophisticated form of echolocation to navigate and hunt. By emitting a series of clicks and listening to the returning echoes, dolphins can determine the size, shape, and distance of objects around them. This ability not only helps them locate prey, but also facilitates complex social interactions within their pods. In the insect world, the honeybee performs an intricate waggle dance to convey the location of food sources to its hive mates. By dancing in a figure-8 pattern and varying the angle and duration of its movements, the bee communicates precise information about the direction and distance of nectar-rich flowers. This dance is a remarkable example of how body language can be used to share critical information. The meadow lark, a small songbird found in North America, uses its melodic song to establish territory and attract mates. Each male has a unique repertoire of songs, which he uses to communicate his fitness and ward off rivals. The complexity and variety of these songs highlight the role of acoustic signals in avian communication. In the underwater realm, the octopus employs a dazzling array of color changes and body postures to communicate with its peers. By rapidly altering the color and texture of its skin, the octopus can signal aggression, submission, or readiness to mate. This visual language is both versatile and highly effective, allowing octopuses to convey a wide range of emotions and intentions. From seismic rumbles to melodic songs, the secret language of the wild is a testament to the ingenuity of nature. These communication methods reveal a world where every sound, movement, and signal carries meaning. In the intricate dance of survival, the ability to communicate can make all the difference. As we continue to explore the hidden dialogues of the animal kingdom, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and beauty of nature's communication networks. In the wild, every whisper, call, and gesture is a vital thread in the fabric of life. As the sun dips below the horizon and darkness blankets the land, a new cast of creatures emerges. Nighttime in the wild is not a time of rest for all. It's a world where survival depends on unique adaptations and cunning strategies. Welcome to the realm of the Nightfall survivors. In the African savanna, the leopard becomes a silent shadow. With its exceptional night vision and stealthy movements, it navigates the darkness with ease, stalking prey that never sees it coming. Its spotted coat, perfect for blending into the dappled moonlight, gives it the edge in the hunt. Deep within the forests, the owl reigns supreme. Its forward-facing eyes are specially adapted to gather the faintest traces of light, while fringed feathers allow for near-silent flight. Listening intently, the owl can pinpoint the rustle of a mouse in the undergrowth, striking with precision. Beneath the desert sands, the fennec fox emerges as the stars appear. Its oversized ears are more than just a charming feature. They serve as powerful tools for detecting insects and small animals moving in the cool night air. The fennec's pale fur reflects moonlight, keeping it hidden from both predators and prey. In the world's wetlands, frogs and toads begin their nightly chorus. Under cover of darkness, their croaks and calls serve as both mating songs and territorial warnings, echoing across the water. Large, sensitive eyes help them spot insects and avoid lurking dangers. Meanwhile, in the shadowy depths of the ocean, bioluminescent creatures light up the dark. From the glowing anglerfish, luring prey with its luminous bait, to the shimmering jellyfish drifting in the currents, these radiant beings turn darkness into an asset, attracting food, confusing predators, and communicating with one another. For these Nightfall survivors, darkness is not a barrier, but an opportunity. Through remarkable senses, specialized bodies, and clever behaviors, they have mastered the art of thriving when the world sleeps. The wild at night is alive with activity, a testament to nature's endless creativity and adaptability. From blistering deserts to frozen wastelands, the wild is home to creatures that defy the odds, surviving and even thriving in the planet's harshest climates. In these unforgiving environments, adaptation is not just a skill, but a way of life. In the heart of the scorching Sahara, the addax antelope roams over endless dunes, with hooves designed to glide across shifting sands and a metabolism that conserves every drop of water. This antelope can survive for weeks without drinking. Its pale coat reflects the sun's brutal rays, while its nocturnal habits help it avoid the searing daytime heat. Far to the north, the Arctic fox becomes a master of winter survival. Its dense, fluffy fur changes color with the seasons, snowy white in winter, brown and gray in summer, offering both warmth and camouflage. The fox's compact body minimizes heat loss, and it can hear the faintest movement of prey beneath deep snow, diving head first to catch a meal when food is scarce. In the Andes Mountains, the resilient vicuña braves freezing winds and thin air. Its wool, prized as the finest in the world, traps heat close to the body, while specialized blood allows it to thrive where oxygen is limited. Vicuñas gather in tight-knit groups, using numbers and constant vigilance to guard against predators in this exposed landscape. Amid the monsoon-soaked rainforests, the Malayan flying frog leaps into action. When torrential rains flood the forest floor, this frog uses its webbed feet to glide between trees, escaping rising waters and searching for mates. Its sticky pads help it cling to slick leaves, and its emerald-green skin blends seamlessly with the lush canopy. And deep beneath the Antarctic ice, the icefish reveals one of nature's most extraordinary adaptations: clear blood. Lacking hemoglobin, its blood remains fluid in sub-zero temperatures, while antifreeze proteins keep its body from freezing solid. Here, in the eternal cold, the icefish glides gracefully, a silent survivor in a world of extremes. For these remarkable animals, survival is a story of resilience, ingenuity, and relentless adaptation. In the wild's most extreme corners, life not only endures, it flourishes, revealing the boundless ingenuity of nature. Beneath the shimmering surface, the underwater world is a realm of shadows and sudden movement, a place where patience and stealth reign supreme. Here, survival belongs to the masters of the ambush, creatures that transform stillness into their greatest weapon. In the dense kelp forests, the tasseled wobbegong lies motionless on the ocean floor. With its ornate, fringed skin that mimics swaying seaweed, this enigmatic shark becomes nearly invisible. Unmoving for hours, it waits for the perfect moment. When an unsuspecting fish passes overhead, the wobbegong strikes with lightning speed, its cavernous mouth snapping shut in a split second. Elsewhere in the sandy shallows, the peacock flounder is a master of disguise and deception. Its flat, asymmetrical body melds seamlessly with the rippled seabed. With each subtle flicker, its skin changes color and pattern, matching shell fragments and coral debris. When a shrimp or small crab wanders too close, the flounder's sudden burst of movement is both precise and lethal. Among coral reefs, the mantis shrimp is famed for its patience and power. Tucked within its burrow, it monitors the comings and goings of prey. When a snail or crab edges near, the mantis shrimp unleashes its club-like appendages at speeds comparable to a bullet, shattering shells and stunning victims before dragging them into the safety of its lair. In the deep sea's eternal twilight, the anglerfish uses darkness as an ally. A bioluminescent lure dangles in front of its gaping mouth, pulsing with ghostly light. Small fish drawn by the glow approach, only to be engulfed in an instant by the anglerfish's cavernous jaws. These ambush artists are sculpted by evolution for the art of surprise. In the silent blue, where every movement can mean life or death, patience and precision tip the scales. The underwater world's greatest hunters prove that sometimes the most formidable force is the one that waits unseen. Across forests, grasslands, and beneath the earth, creatures great and small turn the art of construction into a vital tool for survival. These natural architects build intricate homes, each a marvel of design and adaptation, crafted to shelter, protect, and nurture their kind. In the shadowy depths of the forest, the weaver bird is a true artisan. Using only its beak, it gathers blades of grass and strips of leaf, meticulously weaving them into a spherical nest suspended from slender branches. The result is a dangling fortress, safe from ground predators and shielded from the rain. Each nest is a testament to patience and skill, with entrances cleverly hidden to deter intruders. Beneath the parched savanna, the naked mole rat carves out a subterranean metropolis. Tunnels stretch for hundreds of meters, connecting chambers for sleeping, storing food, and raising young. These burrows provide stable temperatures and humidity, creating an oasis of safety in a harsh environment. Every tunnel is mapped by scent, ensuring no member of the colony is ever lost in the maze. High in the treetops, the paper wasp becomes an engineer. It chews wood fibers into a pulpy paste, sculpting layer upon layer of delicate hexagonal cells. These papery hives hang like lanterns, each cell cradling a single larva. The hive's intricate design allows for ventilation and drainage, keeping its inhabitants comfortable through rain and heat. In the winding rivers of South America, the giant otter transforms muddy banks into riverside dens called holts. Excavated with powerful paws, these burrows feature hidden underwater entrances, allowing families to slip in and out unseen by predators. Inside, dry chambers offer warmth and safety for playful pups. And deep within the rainforest, the leafcutter ant commands a workforce of thousands to build sprawling underground colonies. Workers slice leaves and ferry them below, not for food, but to cultivate nutrient-rich fungus. Vast networks of tunnels and chambers are ventilated by carefully constructed air shafts, regulating temperature and moisture in this subterranean farm. From sky to soil, these master builders shape their world with ingenuity and determination. Their homes are more than shelters, they are legacies, living blueprints of survival passed down through generations, woven into the very fabric of the wild. In the wild, survival often hinges on more than teeth or claws. Sometimes the most potent weapons are hidden within, waiting to be unleashed. Welcome to the shadowy world of nature's chemical warriors, animals that wield venom and poison as tools for defense and hunting. Beneath the leaf litter of the rainforest floor, the tiny golden poison dart frog glistens like a living jewel. Its radiant skin is laced with alkaloid toxins, potent enough to deter or even kill would-be predators with a single touch. These frogs don't manufacture their own poison. Instead, they gather toxins from the insects they eat, storing them in their skin as a vibrant warning. Come too close, and you'll pay the ultimate price. In the rolling sands of the desert, the death-stalker scorpion prowls under the cover of darkness. Its slender tail arcs high, tipped with a venomous stinger. The death-stalker's sting delivers a cocktail of neurotoxins, paralyzing prey in an instant and providing a swift meal for this nocturnal hunter. For larger foes, the venom serves as a formidable deterrent, a silent promise that this small creature is not to be underestimated. Drifting silently through the waters of the Indo-Pacific, the blue-ringed octopus is a master of disguise and lethality. When threatened, iridescent blue rings pulse across its body, a mesmerizing signal of imminent danger. One bite from this tiny cephalopod delivers venom laced with tetrodotoxin, a substance so powerful it can immobilize predators and prey alike in moments. The octopus's bite is nearly painless, but its consequences are severe, a testament to the subtlety and strength of nature's chemistry. In the dense undergrowth of South American forests, the bullet ant reigns supreme. Its sting is infamous, delivering a venom that induces waves of pain more intense than almost any other insect. The pain is not just a weapon, it's a warning, echoing through the forest that this tiny guardian is fiercely defended. Even in the tranquil waters of freshwater ponds, the smooth newt carries a secret. Its skin secretes toxins that deter fish and birds from making a meal of this delicate amphibian. The newt's defense is subtle, an invisible shield that keeps it safe from the unseen dangers lurking nearby. Across the animal kingdom, venom and poison are more than mere threats. They are ingenious adaptations honed over millennia. Whether paralyzing prey or fending off predators, these chemical defenses are silent, swift, and often beautiful in their deadly precision. In the world's wildest corners, survival belongs to those who master the science of danger. In the endless contest for survival, some animals have mastered the art of deception, not through brute force or venom, but by becoming perfect imitators. Welcome to the world of mimicry, where survival often means blending in, copying, or even masquerading as something else entirely. Deep within the tangled vines of the rainforest, the owl butterfly takes flight. Its wings, when closed, display enormous eye spots, eerily reminiscent of a prowling owl. As predators approach, these false eyes startle and confuse, making hungry birds think twice before attacking what they believe could be a much larger threat. Beneath the waves, the mimic octopus reigns as the ultimate shapeshifter. With a body as pliable as clay, it transforms its color, texture, and even its movements to impersonate venomous sea snakes, lionfish, or flatfish. When danger looms, it chooses its disguise wisely, imitating whichever predator is most feared in that stretch of ocean. An ever-changing performance that keeps it safe in a world full of hungry eyes. On the forest floor, the harmless milk snake slithers through the underbrush, wearing the bold red, yellow, and black bands of its venomous cousin, the coral snake. This clever costume tricks would-be attackers into believing they face a deadly adversary, granting the milk snake precious moments to slip away. In the canopy above, the leaf-tailed gecko becomes a living fragment of bark, its jagged edges and mottled coloring rendering it all but invisible against the tree. Predators pass by, oblivious to the watchful eyes peering out from what appears to be nothing more than a broken branch. Even among insects, mimicry is a ticket to survival. The hoverfly buzzes through meadows, sporting the black and yellow stripes of a wasp. Though it carries no sting, its appearance alone is enough to ward off hungry birds who have learned to respect the warning colors of true wasps. Each of these masters of imitation tells a story of adaptation and ingenuity. In the wild, mimicry is more than a disguise. It's a lifeline, a silent contest between hunter and hunted, where only the most convincing illusions endure. In nature's grand theatre, the best actors often earn the greatest reward, another day to survive. In the wild, survival isn't always a solo act. Sometimes the greatest strength lies not in individual prowess, but in unity, a testament to the power of teamwork. Across continents and ecosystems, animals join forces in astonishing ways, proving that together they can overcome even the toughest trials. Deep in the African savanna, a pride of lions orchestrates a silent ballet. Each lioness knows her role, the flanking sisters circle wide, pushing a herd of wildebeest toward the waiting ambush. Communication is subtle, just a flick of a tail or a glance, yet the coordination is flawless. When the time is right, they strike as one, their combined efforts securing a meal that no single lioness could catch alone. Beneath the surface of the ocean, a different alliance unfolds. Spinner dolphins glide through the blue in tight-knit pods, surrounding schools of fish in a living net. With synchronized leaps and spirals, they herd their prey into dense balls, making it nearly impossible for a single fish to escape. One by one, each dolphin takes its turn to feed, the bounty shared among all. In the dense jungles of Asia, tiny ants display colossal cooperation. Weaver ants link their bodies to form living bridges, allowing their colony to traverse gaps between branches. Others work tirelessly, pulling and stitching leaves together with silk spun by their larvae, creating intricate nests suspended in the treetops. Every ant plays a part in this architectural marvel, their collective effort a triumph of unity over adversity. On the windswept tundra, Arctic wolves band together for the hunt, their quarry, the elusive musk ox. Alone, a wolf stands little chance, but as a pack they strategize, encircling their target and testing for weakness. When the moment comes, they surge forward, moving as a single entity, driven by the shared instinct to survive. Even in the smallest corners of the world, teamwork flourishes. Meerkats take turns standing guard atop sandy mounds, scanning the horizon for danger. Their calls warn the group of approaching predators, allowing others to forage in safety. This constant vigilance, passed from one century to the next, weaves a safety net that protects the entire clan. These extraordinary alliances reveal a simple truth. In the animal kingdom, unity is a force of nature. Whether orchestrating hunts, building homes, or keeping watch, animals prove that survival often belongs to those who stand together. In the wild, teamwork isn't just an advantage, it's a lifeline, echoing through every corner of the natural world.